James Wood. The 6'7" slugger has taken MLB by storm as we approach the midpoint of the 2025 season. As of July 3rd, his 22 home runs are good for the 7th most in all of baseball. But he's not just another slugger. He's looking like one of the most complete hitters in all of baseball. James Wood is just 22 years old, yet ranks in the top 10 in all of baseball in BWAR, OBP, slug, OPS, OPS+, total bases, home runs, RBIs, walks, runs created, adjusted batting runs, adjusted batting wins, extra base hits, and times on base. And that's just Baseball Reference. His Savant page looks like Shohei Ohtani's, for cripe's sake. At one point this season, he was even intentionally walked 4 times in a single game. The last player to get intentionally walked 4 times in a game? Barry Bonds in 2004. That is how good James Wood has been in 2025. He's also stolen 11 bases and plays a very solid left field. There is a reason James Wood was once a main part of the trade that brought Juan Soto from Washington to San Diego in August of 2022. But for all of this greatness, can you believe that the Padres actually drafted James Wood in the 2nd round of the 2021 MLB Draft?
What's that?
Yep, the 26th pick of the 2nd round, to be exact. 62nd overall. And not just that, but there were 9 outfielders who were drafted before James Wood in 2021. 9. He did get paid, signing above slot for a cool $2.6 million. But 9? So who are they? How are they doing compared to James Wood? And can I really find a good vibe about each one of them? Let's find out. Welcome to Good Vibes Baseball. Please be sure to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. Helps me out a ton, and I do appreciate each and every one of you legends. Now let's get into the good vibes, shall we? The Baltimore Orioles have been a bit of a dumpster fire through the first half of the 2025 season. You can try to put lipstick on a pig if you want, but last place in the AL East after back-to-back playoff appearances? Not what O's fans were expecting. This probably won't help, but the O's were also the first team to pick an outfielder in the 2021 MLB Draft not named James Wood. With the 5th overall pick of the 1st round, the O's selected the milkman himself, Colton Cowser, and not without good reason. Coming into the 2021 draft, the Sam Houston State product, Go Bearcats, was considered one of the top position players with a career OPS over 1,000 and 24 home runs in his college career, including his 2021 season where he hit a whopping .374 with 16 big flies and an OPS over 1,100. The O's even got a tiny bargain too, as Cowser agreed to sign for $4.9 million, or roughly $1.2 million under the slot value. And you know what? He's no James Wood, but he's been pretty good when he's healthy. Cowser missed a large chunk to open the 2025 season after a stint on the 60-day IL. But he did play 153 games in 2024 and hit 24 home runs with an OPS of 121 on the way to a 2nd place Rookie of the Year finish. And in 27 games in 2025, he has posted an OPS of 126. He's been pretty good. Plus, he's a fan favorite, and he is already an established major leaguer, unlike the 2nd outfielder chosen before James Wood. As a Rockies fan, I wish we would have taken James Wood with the 8th overall pick in 2021. We did select a high school outfielder, just the wrong one. Benny Montgomery, the toolsy outfielder drafted with the 8th pick of the 1st round by the Colorado Rockies, is currently at AA, sporting an OPS around 550, and has yet to sniff AAA, let alone the bigs. Injuries have played a role in that, however, as Montgomery did play in only 11 games with the Yard Goats in 2024, but the potential is still there. I believe in you, Monty. But as I mentioned, the 2025 season has not been the kindest so far either. And how much did the Rockies pay Montgomery as the 8th overall pick? $5 million, or the highest bonus paid to an outfielder in the 2021 MLB Draft. Welcome to Rockies baseball, folks. And what makes it even worse, that the next outfielder was selected just 7 picks later, and by BWAR has been just as good as James Wood so far. Sal Frelick. Some of you may know him simply as the reason Sam, with Discuss Baseball, has to chug a Miller Lite. Keep those home runs coming, Sal. But he's also been arguably the second most productive outfielder of the entire 2021 MLB Draft. Heck, for the B-War fans out there, you could even say he's been just as good as James Wood. After being selected out of Boston College with the 15th pick of the first round by the Brewers, Frelick and his $4 million bonus made quick work of the minors and has been in the bigs since 2023, posting that total B-War of 5 so far in his young career, or the same as James Wood to this point. Unlike Wood though, Frelick is not a slugger with just 10 career home runs and almost 1,000 career at-bats, but he is a productive big leaguer who's becoming an integral part of the Brewers' young core. The next outfielder chosen before James Wood wishes he could say that. The Cincinnati Reds actually did make a very good selection in the 2021 MLB Draft. It just wasn't in the first round. Jay Allen II, chosen with the 30th pick of the first round, has yet to make an appearance above AA for the Reds after signing for almost $2.4 million back in 2021. He actually did have a decent start as an 18-year-old in rookie ball, but so far in 2025, he's got an OPS under 600 as that batting average hovers around 200. It's not all bad for the Reds though. They did draft Andrew Abbott in the second round that year with the 53rd overall pick. He signed for just $1.3 million and is looking like a bona fide ace for the Reds in 2025. So far in 2025, he's got a 7-1 record with a 1.79 ERA in his first 14 starts. You may not have James Wood, but Andrew Abbott looks to be a great piece to build around moving forward. And Abbott was a second rounder. Speaking of which, did you know that there were 5 outfielders chosen before James Wood in the second round alone? The University of Oregon has seen a bit of a baseball resurgence in recent years. Go Ducks! Aaron Zavala was a part of that. Drafted with the second pick of the second round, or 38th overall out of the University of Oregon, Aaron Zavala has not been James Wood so far in his professional career. But who has? After tearing the cover off the ball for the Ducks, Zavala wasn't too bad in 2021 and 2022 professionally. He regressed in 2023 and 2024, but did earn a promotion to AAA in 2025 after smacking the ball around at AA. Zavala is already 25 years old though, or a little over 2 years older than James Wood, but there is still time for him to make his mark with the Rangers. Another positive, out of the 9 outfielders drafted before Wood, Zavala signed for the least amount at $830,000. He saved the Rangers some cash, which is what the next outfielder drafted before James Wood did for the Red Sox. Sort of. The Boston Red Sox did not draft James Wood in 2021. They did draft an outfielder before Wood was picked though, and guess what? They didn't even sign him. Just 2 picks after the Rangers chose Zavala, the Boston Red Sox selected Judd Fabian out of the University of Florida with the 4th pick of the second round, or 40th overall. He ended up going back to Florida and was drafted in the second round of the 2022 MLB Draft by the Orioles. He's actually mashing a bit at AAA too. As of July 3rd, he's hitting just .221, but does have 12 home runs in 65 games so far. It's not like the Red Sox would redeem themselves the following year either though, as they drafted Cutter Coffey with the 41st pick in 2022. He didn't make it past High A with the Red Sox and is now with the Blue Jays organization. Unlike those two though, the next outfielder chosen before James Wood, as of 2025, is a current major leaguer. Did you know that Dalen Lyle won Kentucky's Gatorade High School Player of the Year award twice? He was even the Perfect Game Rawlings National High School Player of the Year in 2021 after hitting .550 with 42 of his 61 hits being of the extra base variety, and he struck out just 7 times in 160 at-bats his senior year. He was selected by the Nationals with the 11th pick of the second round, or 47th overall, in 2021. He signed above slot for a cool $1.75 million. And guess what? In 2025, depending on the night, you might actually catch Lyle and James Wood sharing an outfield. After progressing through the minors since 2021 and smacking the ball around AAA in 2025, Dalen Lyle was called up to the Nationals and is currently hitting above 200 with 1 home run in 23 big league games in 2025. He may not be James Wood, but he's got a front row seat to the James Wood show in the majors, and he is at least with a major league organization. The next outfielder drafted before James Wood is playing independent ball in 2025. If you ever need a reminder that becoming a Major League Baseball player is an unfair, nearly impossible feat, look no further than Ethan Wilson. Drafted with the 13th pick of the second round, or 49th overall, out of the University of South Alabama by the Phillies, Ethan Wilson signed for just over $1.5 million in 2021. He's currently playing independent ball after being released from the Phillies organization in 2024. He did hit 9 home runs while at AAA in 2024, but man, baseball is hard. Teams don't care where you were drafted or how much they paid you years ago. If the production is not there, they'll move on. Luckily for the last outfielder chosen before James Wood, his team hasn't moved on. Yet. The 2021 draft was just 4 years ago. The fact that James Wood has blown the cover off the ball to the extent that I felt compelled to make this video should speak for itself. Do I need to bring up the statistical leaderboard again? And there were 9 outfielders drafted before him. The St. Louis Cardinals had the last chance, but passed on Wood. Instead, they drafted Joshua Baez with the 18th pick of the second round, or 54th overall, and signed him for $2.25 million out of Dexter School, or just $350,000 less than what Wood signed for just 8 picks later out of the IMG Academy. As of 2025, Baez has advanced to AA and does have 6 home runs to go with an OPS close to 1,000 in 26 games. But just like the other 8, James Wood, he is not. James Wood has been phenomenal to start the 2025 season. He deserves to be an all-star, and if he can keep this up, should be in the MVP conversation when the dust settles on the 2025 season. Not bad for the 10th outfielder drafted in the 2021 MLB Draft. That's gonna do it for today, baseball fans. Thanks so much for watching. Any of these names surprise you? Did you vote for James Wood to be an all-star in 2025? Comment below. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button too, if you haven't. I do appreciate each and every one of you legends. Also, please be sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed yourself. I know I did. But until next time, baseball fans, cheers!